Wholesaling is an amazing part of the real estate game. In my opinion, the best way to get your start as a real estate investor with no capital is by wholesaling properties. So let me give you an example of what wholesaling is. Let's just say right now I picked up the phone and I start calling absentee owners. And I come across a property in the city of Anaheim and I go to this property. And let's just say I go to this property in Anaheim and I meet with the seller. Let's just call her Mary. I meet with Mary and I determine the most I can sell the house for once it's fixed up is $500,000. And based on the equation that I've taught you throughout the course, you're gonna come with an offer price of $300,000. And here's what you're gonna do. You don't have the money to buy the house, you don't have the money to fix the house, but you have a contract. So you're gonna write a purchase contract to purchase Mary's home or assignee. In the contract itself, you are actually gonna write or assignee. And that gives you the option to sell it to a third-party buyer. And here's the trick to wholesaling. You always wanna be upfront. You always wanna tell the seller the truth. You are never, ever, ever hiding anything when it comes to this business. It is a real business and you have to be transparent. So when I talk to Mary, I would tell it like this. So Mary, I'm gonna buy your house or assignee, which could be a business partner, for $300,000. Mary, she wants to move out of state. She loves the offer of $300,000. She signs the contract and says yes. What do? So this is where you make your money. So you know the property is gonna be worth $500,000 after it's fixed up, right? And you know an investor could probably buy that house for $330,000, $340,000, or maybe even $350,000, fix it up and still make a profit because when it's done, it'll be worth $500,000. So what you do is go to a third-party investor and you assign your contract. So what I would do is I would take my contract I have with Mary, the $300,000 sale. I would call a third-party investor. Let's call him Josh. I would call Josh and say, Josh, I have this killer deal in the city of Anaheim. The seller wants to move out of state and you can get the house for $350,000. Do you want it? Well, Josh is a real estate investor. Josh has cash. Josh is looking for houses. Josh loves you because Josh needs a house. And here's the best part about it. You get the difference. So you get $50,000. You had a contract for $300,000. You assigned the contract for $350,000. The middle part, that is yours. That is your fee for putting the transaction together. So you want to be out there wholesaling properties, building the capital until you get to the point where you can actually start flipping houses. And here's the thing, guys. Today I've flipped over 500 houses. And you know what? I still wholesale real estate. To this day, I'm still selling real estate to other investors because I can't buy every single house. I'm not a billionaire yet, right? So what do? If you only have so much money, you don't stop making money. You figure out a better way. And in this situation, the best way to make money when you don't have money is by wholesaling real estate. Now that you know what wholesaling is, I want to talk to you about the pros and cons because like anything in life, there are pros and there are cons. So let's start with the pros. The pros to wholesaling is you don't have to actually buy the property. That means you don't have to come up with the cash. That means you don't need a hard money loan. Another pro to wholesaling is you don't have to do the project. You don't have to do the construction. You don't have to do the management. You don't have to do the selling. So it takes a lot less work. Another pro is security. If you're wholesaling real estate and an economic event happens like just happened to us, like COVID-19, you don't own all those properties. So you don't have all that liability because you're just wholesaling properties. There is no actual ownership. And now I'd like to talk about the cons. And the cons of wholesaling, they really come up when you're not doing your job. And when I say you're not doing your job, that means you're not explaining to the seller exactly how it works. So a lot of times, if you don't explain to a seller how wholesaling works, they're gonna ask you, well, what do you mean you're not buying my house? Who's this assignee? They're gonna see their closing statement and say, well, wait a minute, I sold it to you for this and then you sold it for that. Well, here it is. If you do your job at the beginning and explain exactly what you plan on doing and explain your exact intentions and they agree, you have nothing to worry about because they know exactly what's going to happen. So the con here is if you don't give them all the information up front, it's going to bite you in the ass in the end. So in order to not damage your reputation, you have to be fully transparent with the seller and tell them everything they need to know. So we've talked about the pros and the cons, and now I want to talk about the last part of wholesaling. So you got to the point where you locked up the contract and now you need to assign it to an investor to actually buy the house. And you're probably wondering how you do this. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do if I was you. So if I locked up a property today in Orange County, California, the first thing I would do is go on the internet and Google, sell my Orange County, California home fast. What's going to happen is companies that buy houses to flip, they're going to come up. Bam, 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 bam. And one by one, you're going to call these companies and say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm a real estate investor. I locked up this amazing deal in the city of Anaheim. Do you guys have any interest in purchasing this property? Guess what? If you Googled sell my house to an investor fast in Orange County, those websites that come up, those are companies that buy houses and flip them. So those are who you want to sell to. If you find yourself striking out online or not enjoying the conversations of the investment companies, it doesn't hurt to send to me either. Like, I'm a real estate investor. I buy all over the country. So if you have a deal that you think will work, send it my way. I've been talking a lot about wholesaling, but I didn't talk about contracts. The reason I didn't talk about contracts is because they vary state by state, country by country, county by county. Because I'm not an attorney, I can't advise you on how to write contracts. So what I would do is this. Wherever you are located in the world, reach out to a local real estate attorney and have them help you with your contracts.